What's going on, man? Zay the Barber here, and I got a special edition podcast today, just giving you guys some updates and some great news, some things I got going on, and just wanted to touch bases with everybody. So some amazing things, man. I want to give a special shout out to the RageProject here in Sacramento. There's a couple of things that we have going on, and I just wanted to share some amazing things that we have going. So for one, right now I have the live going. I have some questions that you guys have. More than happy to share it, as well as I have some questions that I kind of just brought up, myself, wanted to be able to share with everyone today. So there'll be some good things about, barbering, life, things of that nature. And then also wanted to share a little bit more about this RageProject and the things that we have going on with this nonprofit. So first and foremost, again, I haven't been, on live or a podcast in a really long time, and so it's a privilege to be today to kind of share some updates and everything like that. So for one, with this RageProject, what I really think is really important is being able to provide education and training, personal development with new barbers, young barbers. So part of this RageProject, we're focused on being able to reach the age ranges of 13 to 26, but I'm not, against, people that are older or younger, but the main focus is this age gap within our communities that need, routes to, employment, be able to become a barber, get themselves the skills that they need. And so far, it's been really great. Since I believe it was February when I started this program, we were able to I was able to give away 70 free courses. So right now, I'm still giving away free courses. So if anybody would like to join the course, feel free to DM me, and I'm offering free courses till the end of the year. So this is a special opportunity. If you are a new barber, you never cut hair before, you know how to cut hair, but you just want to increase your skills, this is a program that is right for you, and it's free of charge. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Now, if any body has a question, feel free to ask, and I'll be able to kind of give some insight into the state of barbering right now and just what I think. So some things that I wanted to share today was just one thing that I thought of was like an important lesson for a barber right now. I have my phone up there, so I'm going to have to remember this. But one thing I feel like barbers need to understand is barbering is more than just a service, right? We learn as barbers that we're providing a service, we're providing customer care, we're providing a good product, the haircut, we're learning about our clients, we're becoming their friends, all those great things. But on the business side, you have to understand that as a barber, you're almost like in a subscription business in a way. And I want to kind of elaborate on that. But if you think about it, how many times a client comes back to you, that should be your most important, objective as a barber, is to have clients that come to you on a regular basis. We see, certain models of barbers to where, they cut walk-ins, they take appointment only. No matter what your model is, your most important thing is to build a retention of clients. And that's one thing that I feel like when I started off in my early career, I didn't really quite understand as much. I was just, hey, this person, I'm cutting this person every week, great. And then, one day if you never cut them again, or if they go to a different barber or whatever the case may be, you don't really think too much about it. But I say that because the state of barbering that we're in is, in my opinion, it's becoming more and more competitive. It's becoming more saturated, good or bad. I mean, whatever you want to take it as. But barbering is something that, the craft, the art of the craftsmanship and the art of barbering is very competitive, very, serious right now. So I think if you focus in on building a business that is kind of like a subscription in a way. I'm not saying that you should offer subscriptions, but I'm saying think about how subscription companies make their money. Okay, they spend more money on marketing. They put themselves into the business to gain a subscriber, and once they gain their subscriber, they know that this client means X amount of money down the line. And so I had something I wanted to share with you guys, and it was just like one client, right? A couple of clients that I had did some research on, but I had looked at my Cash App one of these days, and I'm like, man, how much money has this guy, spent with me in the last, couple of years? And I was just blown away by the amount of money that comes from the same clients, and how much if they've been with you for 5, 6, 7 years, maybe 10 years back, I don't think everyone used Cash App, but the last 4 or 5 years, most people use Cash App. So I would say the majority of people have been paying digitally. When I looked at these numbers, it was astounding to me. I'm not going to share any numbers, but you can kind of look at for yourself. If a client is spending $40 a week and he comes every single week, right? That's 52 times 4. That's around $2,040 or whatever like that, or $80, whatever the number is. But it's around $2,000 a year. Okay, if you think about it, like a client who's coming every single week spends $40 a week with you, and that's $2,000. I mean, in most businesses, most people would be willing to spend an X amount of money to gain that type of client. And if you think about it that way, it'll open your mind to not necessarily in today's barbering, not closing any doors. And I share this with you guys because when I was started out, I was against paid advertisement. I was against people doing $10 cuts on Tuesdays. I was against cutting kids for cheaper prices. I was against a lot of things that now I'm kind of like for. If you're in that range, right? If you're charging $30, $40, $50, I'm kind of okay with barbers who come to me and say, hey, what do you think about me doing free cuts? Like, what do you like? Before, like I said before, I was against those type of things because I just felt like there was no need to. But now, if you look at the value of a customer and the competitiveness in the barber industry, there's some wiggle room to being able to use these strategies and tactics to attain clients. And that's just my personal opinion, because I think we're in a different age in barbering. When I first started cutting hair in I would say when I first worked in a barbershop in 2015, it wasn't as I want to say challenging, but it was just like people would walk into a barbershop, you cut their hair, it just you gain clients. It's simple. It took me 3 months to build clients. Then all of a sudden you have social media, so that increased the level of traffic for clients. But if you look at fast forward to 2024, it's not that simple. It's not as simple as sitting in the chair waiting for clients to walk in. It's not as simple as posting on social media and getting clients. That's not the way it is anymore. Now there needs to be more work. And I always relate to you guys about how I feel like the state of barbering is in, and I always use this illustration so that you guys can see. But if you're in any type of other business or any type of other field like real estate, music, I mean anything, right, that is very competitive, okay, you cannot do the basic stuff and become successful. You need to do, your marketing has to be, if every realtor in the area put their hanger on a door, I mean, it's not a competitive advantage, right? So there's in these markets, there's no competitive advantage by sending out mailers, by doing these things. And okay, what I was saying, to go back again, is barbering is now progressed. Okay, to where you see in real estate, you see in music, you see in all these other industries, to where, you know, it's hard to find a competitive advantage. And that's the same thing what barbering is in. Barbering is not, like I mentioned before, barbering is not where you can just sit at the barbershop and wait for walk-ins to come in, and you can't even just sit on Instagram and post, you know, content all day expecting to get clients. That's not the where barbering is anymore. When I started, when I started in working in a barbershop in 2015, that's where I felt like barbering was. It was pretty simple, pretty easy. You know, post content, post haircuts, people come in, you build a following, and you get clients. But that's not the way barbering is anymore. You know, I've been very fortunate that I've been cutting the same clients for 5, 6, 7 years. So yeah, that's why I say the longevity and thinking long term with your clients is the most important thing, because that's what's going to be able to build sustainability and a foundation for you. But to kind of get back to where I was about finding a competitive advantage, barbering now has, you know, everybody has followers. You know, a lot of people have, I don't know how to call it, but a lot of people are, you know, I would say influencers. That's not the way to go, and to me, that's not the simplest way to go about it. But if you're a barber, and I'm throwing ideas for you guys, because what I always say is every barber is in a different position. The position I'm in now is different than what I was when I first started out. So, you know, for trying to give myself advice is a little different than me trying to give somebody who's just starting out advice, if that makes sense. Someone who's just starting out and has no groundwork, no, you know, barely, you know, maybe decent at cutting hair, but sitting in a barbershop that doesn't have the clientele that they want, you're gonna have to think outside the box, and you're gonna have to be willing to do things that are a little unconventional, because I think you need a competitive advantage. And like I said, one of the competitive advantages are, and this is just when you think about the math, if you're charging, you know, 30, 40 bucks, and a client who comes in every week is worth $2,000 to you a year, what are you willing to sacrifice in order to gain that type of client? I don't think this would work if you charge above $50. Like if you charge more than $50, I don't think if you gave free haircuts or $10 haircuts on Tuesdays, someone would jump from $10 to $50, you know, or $60. I don't think that would work. But if you are a barber who's charging $30 a haircut, $40 a haircut, now you have a way to build sustainable clients. And like I said, this is just something that you should try out. Is if you're charging $30 a haircut, if a client comes in every single week for a year, you get around $1,500 to $1,600 bucks, you know, a year from this client. Are you willing to offer $10 haircuts on Tuesdays? You know, you already don't cut hair on Tuesdays because you're probably slow. You know, you wouldn't have anything else better to do. And if you did, let's say 10 cuts for $10, you made that $100, you know, whoop, whoop, you had a bad day. But imagine if 5 of those people became a regular client. Again, you know, what if 1 out of 5 of those became a regular client? Do the math, you know, it makes sense. So I just wanted to share that with you guys today, because I feel like barbering is at a state of unique competitive advantages. And so I haven't tested it, you know, but I've like I said, I've been in the subscription business. You know, I've you know, sold courses. You know, I've done a lot of subscriptions, so I know what I think about when I'm trying to sell a subscription. You know, I've given, you know, like I said, I've given so many courses away for free, and in effect gained so many subscribers and repeat customers, people who are paying consistently. But I'll leave the last thing, like I said, is this program with Rage. You know, I just want to give them a shout out, and you know, wanted to share about them. Is their their help, to me as a small business owner. They're doing good things as far as a small business owner, and they're also, helping the community in terms of helping them to establish their businesses and help them get off their feet with whatever they're looking to start. We have different people who are part of the program that are, cosmetology, barbering. We have I can't think of the other ones, but some of the people in the program and are doing some dope stuff. So I'm glad to be a part of it, and that's what we're giving them a shout out today. One initiative as well that I like to speak on is their Never a Bother program. And this is again, part of the program is the Initiative for Mental Health. And so I'm a big advocate that, if anybody needs, the assistance in, the mental health, to always reach out, especially for the barbers that are out there. If anybody needs anybody to talk to, or, they need help with those things, I'm always here. And you can always reach out to me through Instagram. So, like I said, I appreciate what they're doing as far as helping small business owners and ones that are young, looking to find their road, so to speak, and what they can do with their life. So I appreciate everybody for being tuned in today. I always say I'm going to do more podcasts, and then I get very, very busy with all my other things that I have going on. But, hopefully you guys see me soon. And if you guys have any other questions that you guys would like to add to the podcast as far as questions and stuff like that, we'll definitely, address those things. So I appreciate you guys, and those on Instagram. If you guys have any other concerns or everything like that, you guys can DM me, and I'll get back to you guys. So appreciate you guys for being on here today, and look forward to the next one. Peace out, y'all.